Our top story this hour, the second edition of the India-Australia bilateral summit set to begin a short while from now, as part of which Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold virtual talks with Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison. Both countries are expected to announce new initiatives of bilateral cooperation in the talks. Sources tell us that Morrison will announce an investment of 1,500 crore rupees, that is nearly $200 million. When announced, this will be the largest ever investment made by Australia in India. Australia will also announce investment of nearly $18 million to enhance the cooperation between the two countries in space. And in its release, India's External Affairs Minister has said that the leaders are expected to commit to closer cooperation in trade, critical minerals, migration, mobility, education, among others. Sources also tell WION that two countries will sign a memorandum of understanding on cooperation on broadcasting between Australia and India's Prasar Bharati. Canberra is also returning 29 Indian artifacts to New Delhi as part of the coming dialogue. As per India's External Affairs Ministry, views on regional and international issues of mutual interest will also be discussed by the leaders. This will no doubt include the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, on which Australia's High Commissioner to India has said that the Quad bloc has accepted India's stand on the Ukraine conflict. And for more on this, our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibal, is now joining us live. Siddhant, thank you so much for joining us. Now, what can we expect? Can you begin by telling us some of the key things on the agenda?
Well, the key focus will be on investment. That remains the top priority during this summit. We know that the Australian Prime Minister is expected to announce around 1,500 crore rupees of investment. This is primarily on two areas, technology and critical minerals. Now, critical minerals is important given the fact that there is now focus on diversifying the critical mineral resources, because this is substantially right now China dependent. Now, critical minerals are used in many things, whether it's your mobile, whether it is basic things like television, and that is why this is an important development. But nonetheless, this is an occasion to talk about other issues as well. One, of course, is the Ukraine crisis, something that has been talk of the town. In fact, the Japanese Prime Minister visited over the weekend, talked about it, condemned the Russian invasion. The Austrian Foreign Minister just a short while ago spoke to WION, talked extensively on the Ukraine issue. So this undoubtedly will be the key focus area.
Right, absolutely. Just a few other things to touch on here. Sources also have told us that the two countries will sign a memorandum of understanding on cooperation on broadcasting between Australia and India's Prasar Bharati. Now, what does that entail?
Well, that has been a part and parcel in terms of the many MOUs we have seen with other foreign countries. Now, basic aim of this MOU is the Indian diaspora in Australia. There's a huge Indian diaspora, and they are obviously very keen, naturally, to have more Indian content on the Australian state broadcast. And that is why this is something that is going to benefit them. And this is essentially a low-hanging fruit in terms of the various MOUs that are assigned. But essentially, if you look at all in all, what is the key focus? It is the investment, especially in space sector, in the critical mineral sector, and other areas which will be announced by both the leaders. They're going to shortly meet virtually in about 1.5 hours' time.
Right. All right, Siddhant, thank you so much for bringing us up to speed with all the developments there. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.